Right, folks, I'm going to give you 4 words. This is your starter for 10. I'm going to give you 4 words and I want you to tell me what the link is. Are you ready? I'll put the bins on because I might forget them for all there's only 4 words. Right. Conservatives. Lockdown. Partygate. Voice coach. What do they equal for you? What do they equal for you? Oh, I can hear that at the back, Jimmy. I heard you then. I heard you, Jimmy. Well done. Keir Starmer. Keir Starmer, yes, yeah. He was the fella that while the lockdowns were going on and the Conservatives were partying for fun with the old, what's now termed Partygate, he was calling the old Conservatives and Boris and Rishi fit to burn. Wanted them out of Parliament, wanted them thrown out, wanted the book thrown at them because they were flaunting the lockdown. Anyway, it turns out over the last 4 or 5 days, we've heard these new revelations of old Keir having his own voice coach visiting him. He's not got the greatest voice in the world, has he? Sinus problem, they say. I think he needs a doctor rather than a voice coach, but that's only me. Anyway, she as well, was visiting him in the comfort of his home, from what I know, on a quick one-to-one during lockdown. Anyway, it's been found out, and he's been squirming ever since. They've asked what was going on and how did it happen and so on and so forth, and he's given them a story. And then as 24 hours has gone on, it's changed to another story. 24 hours later, there's another story, and that's what he's been doing. He's been squirming and moving the goalposts on a daily basis. So we're at the stage when we don't really know what the story is, other than the fact that he was visited by a voice coach, which some might say he's wrong and he shouldn't have done. But there's others, many, many more, saying, well, how on earth could he be so vocal against the opposition there, or that was the Conservative Party, and what they did during lockdown with all the get-togethers and the parties and so on and so forth. He called for people's heads. Yeah, it's all right for him to do it. But it was all right for him to do it because nobody knew. We thought it was on the old, what do the young ones call it, on the down low. Do they call it that? I think they do. Never used that term myself ever in my life. Probably never will again. He thought he'd kept it quiet. He thought no one would get to know. Someone's let the cat out of the bag and all of a sudden, as I say, old Keir's squirming there. He really is squirming. And it makes you think to yourself, what I've been saying for the last 3 or 4 weeks now, probably a little bit longer. Who on earth in power can we trust? Them Conservatives, you wouldn't trust them as far as you could throw them. They were corrupt to the core, they really were. Labour, some might say, might not be quite as corrupt, but they all love a freebie and they all love bending the rules, as did the Conservatives. They're really adept at it. They're really, really good. The corrupt side of things, we've not had a chance to see much of that yet. They've only been in a few months, but they'll take a freebie and a backhander, absolutely no problem. And it's just worrying, it really is. And you think to yourself, in these trying times when nobody's got nothing and everybody's struggling, wouldn't it be great if the nation could be led by somebody that we can believe in, that we could look up to? Somebody that we feel maybe we could trust to man the wagons and get us out of this, ride on into the sunset, get us out of the trouble we're now in. You can't trust anybody, can you? You just can't. No, you can't. Whether they've had a voice coach or not, voice coach or not. That was a bad thingy, by the way. That wasn't very good. No, it's just disappointing, isn't it? Just disappointing. And what's more so is when they change the story, once they've been caught, to my mind, you get caught, you hold your hand up, you admit to it, and that's it. And if you ask a question, you tell the truth. There's nothing worse than on a daily basis changing. There's nothing worse, especially when you're a politician, because we never forget what they've said and what they've done. We never forget it. And they just look like bigger liars and bigger liars by the day. And then when they're being serious and telling us something that's important and that should matter to the country, we're thinking, can we believe this? You've lied plenty of times in the past. Can we believe what you're saying? That's how we got with Boris at the end. It's going to get like that with the old Keir much, much sooner, the way things are going. Much, much sooner. I don't know. I think because of his actions and his lack of action, I think he's on borrowed time, I do, honestly. Anyway, we'll park it up at that one.